So yesterday, this is how it always happens every single time. We sign off on the show, and somebody on the live stream said it was 6:01 that it happened. We signed off on the show. Breaking news: Black Lives Matter makes a big announcement, air quote, big announcement, making a demand. Okay, here in South Bend. And I'm like, well, I guess I know what my promo is going to be about. And that's exactly what I did. Can you go ahead and cue up my audio, please? I'm going to go ahead and play this for you. This is ABC 57 News. They've got the scoop on all of this. And so this is what Black Lives Matter South Bend had to say.
South Bend chapter of Black Lives Matter now demanding Mayor Pete Buttigieg's resignation. The local group has been organizing protests and marches across the city this summer, pushing for the ouster of South Bend Police Chief Scott Ruskowski, but this is the first time they've called on the mayor to resign. It comes in the wake of the deadly police shooting of a car break-in suspect, Eric Logan, back in June. The activist group claims Mayor Buttigieg is, quote, complicit in the violence perpetrated against black persons by not holding yourself, the chief of police, or the board of public safety accountable.
We are asking for his resignation at this time due to the fact that he's undermining the situation. He's covering up and he's just making check marks off his list instead of really hearing our situation and taking it seriously.
A spokesman for the mayor has not responded to multiple requests for comment today.
Uh-oh. Hey, by the way, have you guys noticed a pretty dramatic shift in the way that ABC 57 covers the mayor as of late? We were talking about this the other day in the studio. So Clifton French, who I believe is now the investigative journalist of Mishawaka, he corners Pete Buttigieg in his elevator at his office, right? Remember that? They kept trying to get a hold of him, and he wouldn't talk to them about it. And then this is all about the FOP, saying that police officers were resigning and everything else. Of course, we interviewed Harvey Mills from the FOP about all of that. And Buttigieg wasn't giving any comment on that. And so Clifton French from ABC 57 just showed up at his elevator, started asking about it. He's like, are we doing an interview in an elevator right now? Seriously? He's like, yeah. We keep asking you to comment and you don't get back to us. So we gotta track you down. They're using that as promotional material on their news broadcasts now. So ABC 57 used to be friendly to the mayor, and now they're a little bit standoffish. It's kind of an interesting sort of a twist. I'm not trying to insult them or attack them in any way. It's just, I've just noticed a dramatic shift in their coverage as of late. And now Pete Buttigieg isn't returning their phone call. You notice that? We've requested multiple times for him to go ahead and provide comment. He just won't do it, not providing any comment. So if you get the local chapter of Black Lives Matter, Catherine Redding was the individual who was speaking on behalf of the organization. She was the one that was talking about this. And he's covering things up. He's impeding the process. Now, I don't know what he's covering up. I have no clue. I know that Eric Logan's brother has accused the police department of having body camera footage, but failing to release it. And that they're pretending that the officer's camera was not on, and that they actually have video of it. They're just not releasing it to the public. So part of the reason that I am not in any way, shape, or form upset that I called him a butthurt snowflake a couple weeks ago. So maybe that's a part of it. Maybe they do think that there is some kind of a conspiracy or a cover up there. Again, they've called for the police chief to resign, which I think is silly, but go figure. And now they're calling for the mayor to resign. Now, some people on the live stream pointed out, like, they know that he's like almost out of office, right? Now, can I just take a moment here? Because here's the thing. I want to pause. And I want to look specifically at the St. Joseph County GOP. And by the way, the head of the St. Joseph County GOP was at Pass the Mic today. And I'm sorry that I didn't have a chance to talk with you more, because I really did want to bring this up. So I'm sorry if I'm hitting you on the air as opposed to in person. And the state GOP. Okay. Black Lives Matter just asked the Democratic mayor of the city to resign. There have been protests consistently bashing Mayor Buttigieg, the Democratic mayor of the city, for, months now. Since 1972, there hasn't been a Republican mayor. The person that has been chosen by the Democrats to take over for Pete Buttigieg on his way out is from Buttigieg's administration. Now, I'm sorry, but if you are the Republican Party, you have not had a better opportunity to make a run at South Bend mayor than you have now. Period. Since I have been here, here's what I have seen with South Bend. The Republican Party views it as a throwaway. It's not a race to try and win. It's not a race to recruit the best people. It's not a race to throw any money at. It's a race to just ignore because we're not going to win South Bend, so why try? And they haven't. I'm sorry. Since I have been here 8 years. It'll be 8 years next month, actually. You haven't tried to win South Bend, Republicans. You have not made an effort to win the city of South Bend. Not at all. No money, no infrastructure, no support, no ground game, nothing. Okay? You have never had a better chance than right now. You've got a primary demographic in the city of South Bend who votes Democrat, who is ticked off with Democrats in the city. And what are they doing? They're not just talking about the current Eric Logan situation. They're protesting the way that the city has treated them for not just the past several years under Buttigieg, but going back further. So if you're Sean Haas, the Republican candidate, and if you're the GOP at the county level and at the state level, you've got a major voting bloc of the Democrats who are dissatisfied with the Democratic Party. Why are you not throwing everything you have available at this race right now in order to let those people know, we hear you? Since 1972, nobody has been taking you seriously and nobody's been doing what you think they need to be doing to help your community. And guess what? Maybe it's time to try something different. Maybe. If they're not happy with the way the Democratic Party in the city of South Bend has been treating them for the past several decades, and if they're not happy with Pete Buttigieg's administration, maybe they won't be happy that the next guy comes from his administration. And by the way, I'm not using this as a personal slant against Mueller, who's his own man, okay? I'm just saying the optics are there from a political campaign stratagem. If you are the Republican Party in St. Joseph County or the state of Indiana right now, you have not had a better chance to capture the mayor's office than right now. And guess what? You've got a candidate who's actually a nice dude, who's an educator in that community. I mean, it just seems to me like you didn't have to pick, some kind of a candidate who is maybe inside the party and is like, whatever, you're not going to win, but we'll throw you out there. And I mean, this is a guy who, and I've heard some people kind of bring this, actually came up with some official today. And please, I'm not trying to insult anybody. I want you to understand that. I'm looking at this from a political perspective. I'm just going, what in the world are you doing? You're squandering an opportunity here. But, he's not well known in the party. Sean Haas hasn't been too involved in the party. And I think there's some people in the party that maybe don't like that. They don't know much about him. And that's fine. I get that. But maybe that's what you need. Do you think? Maybe having somebody who hasn't been, a rah Republican on committees and things like, maybe that's what you need for South Bend. Maybe you got to do something different. But I'm just looking at this. I'm going, wow, a major voting bloc of the Democratic Party is not happy with the Democratic Party in South Bend. And the Republicans are like, not doing much for Sean. Seems a little weird to me. We got more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.